Hey guys and gals, how's your healthcare? All right, so as most of you know, I recently maxed this account again. So before I did that though, I did actually take a break from the 99 sailing grind and started to grind out about 7,500 to 8,000 frost dragons. Why? Because my bank took a significant drop in value based on the Elijah and a lot of items. I'm sure most of you know how that feels. So, as this video pertains though, I'm going to be doing this, and the reason why I say 7,500 to 8,000 is because I actually started to pick up some of the dragon bones and some of the other drops that people were leaving around. Like this guy right here. Like, I'm just gonna go pick this up. So I'm gonna tell you right now though, unless it's something like that, that was completely not worth picking up. Like, actually, these aren't mine. Okay. Anyways, point being, that's why. But I know for a fact that when I did a good portion of this on mobile, there was no way in heck I was about to tap the screen every time I didn't want to pick up a set of runes or something like that. So I would mainly just pick up the dragon bones. But however, I will tell you this much. It's really simple. You just throw on some proselyte, your max cape, just get a dragon hunter lance, or do what this guy's doing over here and just farcast him with a fire spell. Pretty simple. I use a void waker for the spec. The wiki says you should use burning claws or dragon claws as a primary spec. However, what I noticed is I do not like the fact that if I have a two-handed special weapon, that I have to click around the inventory and whatnot. So what I would tell you is that's dealer's choice. Whatever poison you prefer. So, as it currently stands, I will go ahead and admit something to all of you. I did a rather substantial portion of this video prior to completing 99 sailing, and when I initially sold off my Dragon Nail collection and my Dragon Sheet collection, they were hovering anywhere between 2 mil to 1.5 mil, 1.7 mil ish for Dragon Metal Sheets, and the last time I sold Dragon Nails, they were hovering around a good 70,000 GP for one of them. Right now, as I looked at the G graph today, they are currently around 50 to 60,000. So what I ended up doing is when I show you all my G history and some of the drops as I get them, be aware, all these screenshots and everything I'm going to show you up next are going to be from recent drops. However, when I show you my Grand Exchange history, those were from drops that I got prior to completing 99 sailing, and I did 87 straight to 99 with no breaks in between. So, what I would tell all of you is this: you will not make as much profit as I did when grinding out this amount of frost dragons. However, appreciate this as a good sample size because the current drop rate is like 1 in 55 for a set of dragon nails, and it's about 1 in 200 for a dragon metal sheet, which, as I record this, they are about 1.2 mil. So, still worth it because as I'm currently working on 2,500 to 3,000 Seracnus kills, I can tell all of you this much. These are far more profitable than a low level boss like that. Why is that? I don't know. However, this is pretty simple. You can AFK these far more than I am right now. You don't even have to bring a special weapon. You can just sit here and let the dragons attack you, especially if you have goading potions. But what I would tell you all is killing this and getting 87 sailing, by far one of the best money making methods I had, and I will show you all that. But first, let's get into some screenshots, some clips in the Grand Exchange history, and then we'll get into that overall final loot. I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, guys, so right now I'm just gonna show you all a couple of the screenshots I managed to take while I was recording this video. Keep in mind, once again, all of these dragon nails and dragon metal sheets that you are going to see right here are gathered after 99 sailing, hence why I'm wearing the max cape in this. Also keep in mind that these are nowhere near the price that I'm going to show you in my Grand Exchange history and the clips following these screenshots, because this was all done in the month of January in order to finish these 8,000 kills. However, what I can tell all of you is that this still, in terms of profitability, I would definitely tell all of you it's still absolutely worth doing even off task. Mainly because nails are holding strong right now between 50 and 60k, and the Dragon Metal sheets are currently holding strong over 1.25 mil. So when I get to the price check, I will have converted all of this to platinum tokens and whatnot that or at least all the sheets and nails that I sold prior to, the price drop. But either way, I hope you enjoy some of this as we go through it because they're actually quite consistent. You'll see that, like, I definitely got a lot more nail drops than I got Dragon Metal sheet drops. And I would say, or I would dare to say, two-thirds of my profit actually came from the Dragon Metal nails or the Dragon nails as opposed to the Dragon Metal sheets. And it was almost like two-thirds of the income really does still come from the nails themselves because people need them to get the fastest boats to do the Barracuda trials. However, I will also tell y'all that when I got my boat upgraded, it cost me about 20 mil. So good news for y'all, it will not cost you anywhere near as much, which I think is definitely something you can all appreciate. However, I want to say this total was around 200 to 400 nails between the last latter 2,000 kills that I got for this video. So yeah, overall 10 out of 10 would recommend. On to the next one. Okay, everyone. So, like I had promised you all in the last clip, here is some of the GE history that I recorded prior to that last set of clips, and previews. This is just what I managed to sell off prior to the current day prices right now, because as it stands, I think Dragon Nails are selling for about 50k a pop, and the sheets are actually selling for around a mil, I want to say. But overall, as you'll notice, I did initially start by selling these things as I got them. But as time progressed, I gradually just went into, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna save these up until I have about a batch of 50 nails and two metal sheets. And as you can see here, I also made the upgrade to things like the ferocious gloves, and then I also made some occasional purchases on things like the amulet of Rancor and whatnot, because honestly, I just wanted to speed up the kills, and I wasn't about to do what other people were doing and just put money into runes and be in the net negative until I got a sheet or a set of nails. That just didn't seem worth it. This is about maximum profitability, and as you all can see, I think I definitely achieved that because all I really needed to do was buy the anti-fire potions and the prayer potions and divine super combats. Okay, guys, so finally, I am back to you with the conclusion of 8,000 and some odd frost dragons. So here's the total loot that I got. Now, mind you, I'm going to go ahead and show you that this is my log on my desktop RuneLight. And at some point in time, I'm going to also show you a screenshot from my Microsoft Surface Pro 9 RuneLight tracker as well. But as you can see here on the desktop itself, we've got 21 dragon sheets, 4,400 kills. So a little bit over half was done via this actual in-game browser on my computer. Um, I went ahead and turned all the drops that I had gotten, which you will see in a clip, um, and in my Grand Exchange history currently. Here's some of the stuff I bought in order to like test out some special weapons and whatnot. However, here's some of the Dragon Nails so I can prove to you that I'd done that in post. But either way, I'll show you a slower clip of that in a second. Um, Here we go. I am now going to sell off all of this, and I am going to go from there. Here's some of my opulent salvage, by the way, too. But honestly, not the worst grind I've ever done in terms of like, you know, things to do. I would definitely say there are far more eventful things I could do in order to, have a good time in this game. You know what? I'm actually gonna keep the cannonballs because there is actually a good bit of content that I need to do in order to start the start the collection log Um, so yeah, while I go through this and whatnot, I am going to go ahead and keep the cannonballs because I actually need those. Keep in mind, this 123k platinum tokens, once again, just in case I have not made it clear, that is from the Dragon Metal sheets and everything that I already had. Also, uh, I can prove to you all, with the screenshot via my tablet, that I did get that Draconic Visage. Trust me, I'm very surprised about it as well. No idea why RNGesus decided to show me so much love and give me that all at once. But, overall, cannot complain. Here's, what is this? 31,000 mist runes. Dang, that is a lot of mist runes. Jeez. Maybe I could have put some of these keys together and whatnot, but still. Then there's the whole silver ore. One drop of silver ore. Goodness. Why? Why? We could have saved so much time by like not doing that. But anyways, moving this. I'm gonna put this down by 5%. Because why not? At this point, I'm probably gonna crash the market on Frost Dragon Bones anyways. And yeah. I have definitely turned a very, very nice, significant profit on these. Let's see. I wonder if I get 50k for these freaking things. 50k for Dragon Nails, which is another 13 mil. Oh, well, yeah. Well, still, that paid for my Rosewood boat, so that's pretty nice. Overall, gonna sell this and this. Let's see. All right, still no movement on either one of these. I think the lowest I'm gonna take on, okay, cool. You know what? I think I'm gonna adjust this 5025. And I'm just gonna do that for these bones. Tragic. Tragic. Screw it. Go ahead and hawk these up in there. 37 mil for that. Cool. Wonderful. All right. So, the total loot for all 8,000 Frost Dragon kills. Final evaluation 226 million gold. Not gonna lie, that is pretty nice for like slightly AFK endeavor. I honestly could not tell y'all. There is a much better method than that. Could be a little bit better on the clue scrolls. Could be a little bit better on some other things. However, I would go ahead and tell you, very, very AFK, very non-involved, very nice. 10 out of 10, like personally. Like, did not think I would turn that much of a profit on these things. I personally would tell you all, go do it. Get 87 sailing. 87 is the least worth it. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you.